Hey gamers, welcome back to Game Perfection, a passion project by Karmasaur Studios. I'm your host, Karma. Do you believe in ghosts? If not, in today's video, we'll make sure you do by presenting to you the best 10 horror games for PC, PlayStation, and consoles, Episode 2. Now, without wasting more of your time, let's get started.
Memories tear apart my soul, consumed by the endlessly burning fire.
Agony, released on the 29th of May 2018 on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. The agony is real, especially when you have to survive within the depths of hell without having any memories of your past. Referred to as a dark fantasy survival horror game, the masterpiece by Madmind Studios is actually an action horror game where you must use your special psychological abilities to be alive. These skills include the ability to control people on their path and possess weak-minded demons to get things and resources that'll keep you alive in the extreme conditions of hell. You're tasked with meeting the creator of hell, the Red Goddess. But you don't want that, and hence try to escape and return to the land of the living by moving, crouching, holding your breath, and if required, manipulating other demons as well. You may need to solve puzzles at some point in the game, and if you didn't, you may find yourself lying dead in hell again.
Which leads to madness and effaces the boundary between people and animal.
The boy, Leslie, he's a compatible subject.
He knew what Leslie was capable of.
The Evil Within, released on the 14th of October 2014 on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. We all have that one evil within ourselves. For example, the evil inside me prevents me from bringing these amazing videos to you. What's yours? Drop in the comments. Coming back to the topic, this single-player action survival game allows you to control Sebastian Castellanos, who is pulled through a distorted world full of nightmarish locations and horrid creatures, and must fight disfigured, nightmare-like enemies to survive. The game is systematically divided into chapters, where you must complete the first to unlock the second. And to complete the first chapter, the player needs to defeat awful and terrifying monsters, including bosses, using their guns and melee weapons. Played from a third-person perspective, the game mainly focuses on teaching you when to engage in fights and when to avoid them to keep yourself alive. It's like Bear Grylls doing a Man vs. Wild episode, but not for fun, but to keep himself alive. Actually.
Whole project was about deceit.
You are not required to trust us.
Shannon, a 9-year-old boy went missing on Saturday. This afternoon, the authorities are organizing a search in the Black Hills Forest.
Blair Witch, released on the 30th of August 2019 on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. A 9-year-old boy has gone missing in the woods, and then a police officer is assigned to the task to find and bring him back at any cost. Then the cop goes on to find the missing boy, but then comes to unravel more hidden secrets from the woods. Sounds like a movie, right? No, it's a game. It's a first-person action survival horror game that focuses on mystery, horror, survival, and exploration elements. In the game, controlling a former police officer, Ellis Lynch, you go on to find a 9-year-old boy who has gone missing while fending off shadowy creatures. You can use tools and items like torch, camera, cell phone, and Ellis's dog, Bullet, to progress your search for the missing boy. But during your investigation, you find strange wooden dolls, photographs, and cassette tapes that point towards a bigger mystery, I guess. What will you prioritize first? That 9-year-old missing boy, or that bigger mystery going inside the woods? Choose wisely.
Okay, Bullet, let's find this kid.
What's your mom like?
She works at Umbrella.
So where's your dad?
Resident Evil 2, released on the 25th of January 2019 on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. Do you believe in zombies? I do, because I myself become one when I'm hungry. Just like you escaped my lame joke, you'll have to escape Raccoon City, which is full of zombies in the game. In this pure survival horror game, you'll have to take control of a rookie police officer, Leon S. Kennedy, and a college student, Claire Redfield, and help them get out from a zombied city safely, if possible. The game starts by putting your character inside a police station where you will need to survive for as long as possible by collecting ammunition, health, and other necessary items to keep yourself alive. Players can move freely inside the police station and find and inspect different items to unlock more things and progress through the game. The game has some fine combat elements too that allow you to fight deadly zombies using your weapons, but the question is, when the whole city is turned into man-eating zombies, will you be able to escape from there alive?
What cares about that? They want to know about the G virus.
What exactly are you looking for?
More info.
I know why you're working in the region where she went missing.
Alien Isolation. Released on the 7th of October 2014 on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. Based on the original Hollywood movie, Alien, this horror survival game allows you to take control of an engineer, Amanda Ripley, who needs to find out how her mother disappeared from a space station, Sevastopol. In the game, you'll have to explore the vast space station and complete predetermined objectives such as opening computers and reaching a particular area while avoiding, outsmarting, and ultimately, fighting enemy aliens coming your way using your weapons and special tools such as the motion tracker and flamethrower. The player can move freely around the space station and can run, jump, crouch, and sneak through vents to avoid the line of sight of their enemies and complete their missions silently. Just the way I avoid the line of sight of my parents when I go out for a party. Your main enemy in the game is an alien named Alien, and he cannot be defeated. All you can do is just survive till your last breath.
She's getting worse. She's dying.
Name is I am Daniel.
Amnesia: Dark Descent. Released on the 8th of September 2010 on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. The relationship between castles with horror stories is very old, and this first-person action horror game strengthens that bond quite perfectly. In the game, you'll be controlling a character, Daniel, who must explore a dark and foreboding castle, Benningburg. That too while trying to maintain his sanity by avoiding ghosts and monsters. And he does so by solving interesting physics-based puzzles and completing different objectives in the game. Players can move freely inside the castle while collecting different elements for their survival. Players can also do basic activities like opening and closing doors and interacting with NPCs to progress through the game. While doing all this, the player must maintain Daniel's sanity by avoiding staying in the dark for too long or by witnessing unsettling events. But this won't be easy because after all, you're in a haunted castle full of monsters. Just think about it.
No, you fool! You have ruined us!
Truth is the enemy of happiness. Isn't that the decision we all made?
We Happy Few, released on the 10th of August 2018 on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox. Drug overdose can be very deadly. So deadly that it can turn the whole city into zombies. This is what probably happened in this role-playing survival horror game by Compulsion Games. Taking place in the mid-60s, the whole of the fictional Wellington Wells is turned into a crumbling dystopia on the verge of societal collapse due to the overuse of a hallucinogenic drug that has made the people of the city completely unaware of their reality. In such horrifying circumstances, you take control of one of the 3 characters in the game who must complete their personal tasks while escaping this unreal city. The game incorporates survival, exploration, combat, and other roguelike elements to give you a complete story-like experience. In the start, you'll be spawned in the game with some limited stuff and tools, and the rest of you will have to collect in the city itself by moving inside and exploring the city. Just be careful you don't come around someone who doesn't know themselves.
Where is it? Where's the black blade? You've gone too far this time!
Shh, it's all right, McCoy. He's here. Nothing to be afraid of.
Dead Space. Released on the 14th of October 2008 on PC, PlayStation 3, and Xbox. We love sequels and updated versions of games, but I can bet that this debut game in the Dead Space series is better than all. This action-adventure game from the team of EA Redwood Shores tells you how horror experiences would be in the future. Taking place in a futuristic, fictional world, the game lets you control a system engineer, Isaac Clarke, who joins a search and rescue team for the missing USG Ishimura after receiving a message from his girlfriend, who's missing as well. During the search operation, the ship suffers heavy damage and your crew members start leaving it. But obviously, you can't. You start looking for your girlfriend and find out that the ship is overrun by necromorphs. Now, you'll both be searching for your girlfriend and fighting the creepy aliens with your combat tools and weapons together. Not exactly horror, but this one is a perfect survival game for sure.
The ship's engines are offline and our orbit is decaying. Get over to the engineering deck ASAP while I stay here and figure out what the problem is.
Someone once said insanity runs in our family. Let it.
Layers of Fear, released on the 16th of February 2016 on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. What makes a perfect horror game? Survival, suspense, stealth, combat, zombies, right? No, you're missing one thing. Psychology. Nothing in the world can make you stumble without terrifying you psychologically. And that's what this psychological horror game by Bloober Team does. In the game, you'll take control of a psychologically disturbed painter who, while trying to complete his magnum opus, enters a Victorian mansion and finds some disturbing things related to his past. Following intriguing story-driven gameplay, the game requires the player to solve confusing puzzles and explore the lone, mysterious palace to progress through the game. Wander through the palace to look for environmental clues to piece up your past and understand yourself clearly. But if things come out more disturbing than your expectation, bearing it would be a tough task.
You really shouldn't have!
James, honey, did something happen to you? After we got separated in that long hallway?
Silent Hill 2, released on the 24th of September 2001 on PC, PlayStation 2, and Xbox. Team Silent did a fantastic job one more time in the sequel of the horror game Silent Hill, which got amazing reviews. Just like the first game in the Silent Hill series, this second one is also a survival horror game that focuses on exploration and survival more than combat. You'll be exploring the lone streets of Silent Hill one more time by taking the role of James Sunderland, a widower who gets a letter from his wife that she's waiting for him. But in reality, she's dead. Incorporating a very intriguing storyline, metaphors, symbolism, and psychological elements, the game opens up on taboo topics to give you a real-life horror experience. In the game, you'll be helping your character find his deceased wife in the monstrous city by moving, running, jumping, crouching, and reading maps that he collects throughout his mission. Although combat isn't the highlight of the game, it's always there, so be alert.
I'm here for you, James. See? I'm real.
So, this was it for today, guys. I hope we were able to make you scream louder than we did in the previous episode of this genre. I'll see you soon with some more interesting games in our bucket. Till then, this was your host, Karma. Peace off.